Hello and welcome to C++ Weekly. I am your host, Jason Turner. I want to remind you again of the reasons why I have this YouTube channel, why I teach C++, why I write books, why I give conference talks. And it is because that I believe that code quality is incredibly important. The entire world runs on code of some sort pretty much at this point. If you're using C++, you probably know that there are a fair number of foot guns and ways that you might get yourself in trouble in this programming language. I want to make sure that you can create the highest quality code possible. Now I know, again, because you all have told me repeatedly, that you're using AI tools. You're either being required to or strongly suggested that you use them while at work. I have already recorded a couple of other episodes on getting higher quality code from your AI tools. And this comes down to things like giving the bot a small, simple task that is repeatable. Now, in the intro of this video here, you may have observed that it is running, doing this exact thing here. I have a task that is set to run every 5 minutes. 5 minutes is kind of arbitrarily chosen. It probably could be shorter. It's moving relatively quickly through this. Let's take a quick look at what this task is, and for that, I will go to GitHub. I'm going to remind you that I am not promoting the use of AI tools. I am not promoting the use of any particular brand of tool. I just want to show you the kind of thing that you can do so that when you're using these tools, you are actually improving the quality of your code. Now, previously I said, make sure you give it good examples to follow. But now I'm going to talk about something quite a bit more specific and direct. I have written this little agent here. Well, honestly, I asked Claude to write the agent for me. That's not really the point. The idea is that this is a project that is C++ 20, but the variables in this project were declared at the top of the functions originally as this code has been ported through different standards of C and C++. One thing that you can do that really helps clean up C++ code and can actually result in better performance in many cases is to simply move variables down to where they can be initialized, not just declared. And this often opens up the ability to make the value const or constexpr. So we're starting just here with const, and this is maybe more words than it needs to be. I'm saying make the thing const if it can and push it down as far as you can. And we ran into a couple of go-to issues here, so those had to be marked up in here. And this is a very simple and straightforward thing. I have it generate a list of all of the functions in the entire project, and then I have it build a checklist so that it knows which functions have already been iterated on. It checks those things off. And then for each function, I want it to analyze that particular function, look for variables that can be pushed down, and go ahead and push them down and make it const if it can, and then compile if it can, and then make a commit once we've proven that the compile actually succeeds. So hopefully this is doing what it should do. And it gives a little report at the end of each of these things. Let's go ahead and look at our commit history. And we can see I got a commit 6 minutes ago. This is running every 5 minutes. It's not pushing every 5 minutes. Yes, it is running in a sandbox mode. Sometimes it tries to step outside of its sandbox, which is incredibly annoying. But that's, at least it's sandboxed. Let's go ahead and look at these commits. Now, obviously, this is something that we would probably choose to squash later, right? Because it's very, like individual things. But this is what I specifically asked it to do. I said, go ahead and push down all of the values that you can. That is what it did. It took all of the things that were declared at the top of the function that could not be declared const or initialized, and just pushed them down further to where they can be declared const and where they can be initialized in the body of this code. And it's just doing this in an iterative way over and over and over again, changing individual files. Now this 2,900 lines of change here is not really correct because that's my list of functions that need to be updated. And so, I don't know, whatever, it saves a few lines of code. It is almost certainly not going to actually really change the code generation here with this particular code. If it were C++ code, it could. And I will demonstrate very quickly why I'm having it do this. I have a string, I declare the thing on line 5, and I assign its value on line 6. And we can see the compiler does compiler-y things. It's admitted 2 different deletes, because it's like, well, I don't know, do I need to free up the string that was already there or whatever? Versus if I were to initialize this all on the same line here, then we get like a quarter of the code generated. Anyhow, that is one of the reasons why we want to initialize at the same time that we declare a variable. And this will do that for us. Back to this thing that is making a change approximately every 5 minutes. We can click on one of these things and see, okay, those are the 5 functions that it processed on this particular iteration. It was able to make some variables const. It was able to push some variables further down so that they could be declared only when they could be initialized. We don't have to do like this kind of thing, which just makes more cognitive load on the human. Oh, it's a character pointer. Oh, I'm assigning it down here. No, just make it a const character pointer. Anyhow, that is the idea. And this is the kind of thing that I want you to focus on when you're using your bots. Simple, short, repeatable tasks that actually improve the quality of the code. Doing this manually as a human would be incredibly exhausting. Doing it for the bot is incredibly easy. Try to improve the quality of your code. Don't just generate more code. Thank you for watching this episode of C++ Weekly. Be sure to subscribe. See you at a conference.